Hi, and welcome to Normal Gossip. I'm Kelsey McKinney. In each episode of this podcast, we're going to bring you an anonymous morsel of gossip from the real world. I am so excited to have with me today B.A. Parker. Parker is a freelance writer and audio producer from Baltimore, currently living in Brooklyn. She's the host of NPR's Code Switch, and her work can be recently heard on the Cut podcast with New York Magazine, the Nancy podcast, and Heavyweight. Parker, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I'm thrilled to have you. How are you doing? Are you excited to gossip?
I am. I'm excited to gossip. I love mess that isn't mine.
What kind of mess that isn't yours is your favorite? Do you have a favorite type?
I mean, anything that doesn't involve murder. I think we're good.
I like that you're like, I draw the line at murder, actually. Everything else.
I draw the line. Everything else we're good.
Do you want to start me off with our classic first question and tell me what your relationship with gossip is?
My relationship with gossip tends to be whatever my mom tells me.
Okay, tell me more.
No, I'm out of the because I moved away. I have a large family, so it's usually my mom calling me to tell me what's happening with our family.
Okay,
what's happening at church, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to be. It also feels like anonymous gossip because I live far away.
So you're like, I don't know who this person is, but I am concerned about their contribution.
The parent that's like, that person that you met when you were 6?
Yes.
Like, no, I don't know this person, but tell me everything about him. What happened? Mm-hmm. And then I know some poor person's whole entire business with no face. No memory, no height, no nothing.
You just know their name and every bad thing that's ever happened to them.
Yep. And it has traveled all the way to New York.
Wow. That's beautiful. Did your mom influence the way that you perceive gossip, or is she just your favorite person to gossip with?
She's my favorite person to gossip with, but I also I don't tell her none of my business because I also know that will trickle to family because I have I have gone to a family event. They'll know where I went, what vacation I went on, what I'm doing at work, how much money I'm making, and I'm like, wait, why do you know that? So that tends to be you pick and choose.
It's kind of funny because I feel like some people don't think of talking about their family as gossip. Would your relatives consider that gossip, or would they consider it an update?
If it's 38-second cousins, then it is.
You have 38-second cousins?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it becomes gossip at a certain point.
What is the point, though? Obviously, if you tell your mom something, that's not gossip, right?
Hopefully.
But
then she'll tell me something. Sometimes I have accidentally said something on air that she told me. She didn't say not to tell it.
Well, then that's her problem, kind of.
And then I told it. It was when I interviewed y'all for IBAM.
Yeah.
I said something about her on air that I wasn't supposed to say.
I'm sorry. I apologize personally.
It was my personal choice to just say it. And then she called me that morning when it aired on the radio. She was like, why did you tell people that? And I was like, I didn't know. I wasn't supposed to. I'm so sorry.
I feel like that's my default, where I'm like, if you don't tell me that I can't tell people, I'm going to assume that I can.
When you say cone of silence or something, that's when I'm like, all right, I'm not going to tell anybody. I may tell one person. Oh no, am I the drama? Am I?
You backed off of that so fast. You were like, if you say cone of silence, I'm not going to tell anyone. Well, maybe one person.
But also, okay, this is also my logic because I live in New York. And my friend's business, I'll tell my mom. But my mom isn't a real person. She's down there.
Yeah, she's far away. She doesn't know who your friends
are. She's 400 miles away. That doesn't means count. Nothing to her.
I agree. That doesn't count at all.
Yeah.
Do you gossip with your friends too, or is it just your mom?
Oh no, I do gossip with my friends. But no, okay. This is what, as journalists are just fancy gossips.
Uh-huh. Say more.
You just want the news. You want the tea. and you want to know who to share it with and who not to share it with.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you got to tell it. It's bubbling inside.
It's your job, really.
Your job is to be nosy for the greater good.
Is that why you went into journalism in the first place?
To be nosy?
Yeah. That's why I did, so.
No, I mean, it doesn't hurt. But I went into, like, tell weird radio essays for the radio. That's what I got into it for. To tell people's business. I'm actually really scared to put people's business on the radio. Like, that is something that I think about a lot.
Why?
Like, I don't want to ruin a good person's life.
Okay, but a bad person, it's fine. A
bad person's fine. Like, if someone wants to tell me, like, the Elon Musk tea, then by all means, I'll put that in the air.
That's called being a public servant.
That's a public servant. So I'm concerned about running a good person's life. So I'm always, like, really, really, really focused on what kind of stories I tell. Because my stories tend to be, like, uplifting stories. So that's kind of, like, the goal. So I'm not, like, telling somebody's business. I'm actually, like, writing love letters to these people on the radio. That's my goal. That's why I'm not doing investigative journalism. I do, like, pleasant puff pieces and, like, dark excavations of my soul.
Is that gossip about yourself?
Maybe oversharing.
Sure.
I don't consider sharing personal stuff about myself gossip. It might be a little sometimes cry for help. But
I'm not gossiping. I'm simply begging for help.
I'm begging, like, I might need a hug. Just so you know.
No.
So that's good gossip.
That is good gossip. Have you ever used gossip as, like, a way to learn more about a community that you're new in?
Ooh, I don't think so. I use astrology for that. I don't do.
What do you mean you use astrology for that?
Is it gossip if, like, I find out someone's sign?
Yes.
And then I use that as a way to determine that's like a approach in this new social situation.
Wait, okay. This is fascinating and I want to like dig my little claws into it. Like, certainly some signs, if you're like, oh, he's a Gemini, right? It's like, that is a red gossip.
Flag. It's a red flag, but it's also not his fault that he was born.
It's not your fault.
Under that sun.
When you say you're using astrology for gossip and, like, to get the lay of a new territory, how are you doing that?
Okay, growing up, I was a kid with, like, social anxiety.
Okay.
And then I would learn someone's sign, and then I would learn attributes about that sign in order to gauge how to approach them, because it would help with my fear.
What is your sun sign?
I'm an Aquarius.
Okay.
So we're a convivial isolationist. We like people, but we like ourselves more.
Yeah. Continue.
So, like, realizing, like, learning someone's a Scorpio, like, oh, that person is maybe a little bit jaded, might like to be in control, or someone's
Alex.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, Alex famously keeps secrets forever to deploy them at will. So she is a Scorpio.
I mean, I respect it.
We all respect it, but we fear it.
It was like, okay, like, I went to an event recently, and this mom came up to me to tell me that, like, her daughter was in charge of the event, and she was saying something, and I was like, is your daughter a Cancer? She's like, how did you know? I was like, because she feels her feelings.
Oh.
And she feels every one of them. And she's like, she does. And we all have to feel them with it. And I was like, see? Because astrology got me the gossip more than it got me anything.
No, but that seems true, right? Because you said, like, here, right, one of the big criticisms of astrology is that it could be anything, right? That it's vague enough, which is like, whatever, we ignore those people. But
they're called haters.
What you've said is, like, this is a common trait of this sign, and then you got actual gossip about that person because her mom was like, yes, that's true, here's some other things.
Oh my god, I could be a spy. Like,
you could be a spy.
Great. Just use the entire like astrological chart to just like get people.
Yeah, just going up to people at parties being like, can I see your chart? Like the circle chart? Can I see it?
You have your whole birth sky vibes right now.
Me?
No, not you.
Oh,
I can't guess your sign. I'm sorry.
I'm a Virgo.
I'm so sorry. No, it's not bad. I mean, Beyonce is a Virgo, and she is the best and brightest out of all the Virgos.
My birthday is one day before Beyonce's, which I
September
cherish
3rd?
in my heart. Yes.
I love it. Is it bad that I know like Beyonce's birthday?
No. I also know Britney Spears' birthday. So, between the two of us, we know most pop icons' birthdays.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, that is all that matters. I wanted to ask you about reality TV because I know that you are also a reality TV person, kind of. Like you watch Love is Blind.
I do watch, like Love is Blind is like the only one that I will commit to. I can't.
You're married to Love is Blind.
I'm married to Love is Blind. It's like, because like reality TV is like K-pop or hockey, and that's like it's too much for me.
Wait, like, and then it's what? I'm sorry, I couldn't even hear you because it was like reality TV, K-pop, and hockey, and I just like lost it.
No, it's like K-pop or hockey, and that it's too late for me. It's like it's too many groups, it's too many things that I have to learn. I pick one and I stick with it. So like K-pop is a band called like GOT7 that I heard like 6 years ago, and I'm like, that's it. I can't learn anymore. Hockey, I know the Rangers. That's it. Okay. That's all you're getting from me. Reality TV, Love is Blind. That's all you're getting from me. Like I can't invest in like the Real Housewives. I can't.
What is the benefit of knowing one thing really well about these topics? It's just fun.
It just entertains my soul. Like it doesn't matter. It's just like I can't. There's so much content, and I just have to just invest in one and just be angry at that. I can't be angry at all of them because they're all just baddie. But at least Love is Blind, it's concise enough, and it comes out like once or twice a year that I can be annoyed in spurts.
So the question I was going to ask you is how far does like your interest in the astrology of other people extend, right? So if you're watching Love is Blind, are you like, what's this person's sign? I'm going to Google it.
Ooh, I have never. But also with Love is Blind, so many of them are such narcissists that I can't figure out what their sign is. Like I can't penetrate past the narcissism.
They're just holding up a mirror, right?
Yeah. I'm just like, I can't do it. Also, I don't want to know more about them. Like, I feel like there's like I want to think of them as a two-dimensional, and I don't want to. Invest.
Those are my fictional flat characters who come to me on the TV.
Characters who are awful people. Who maybe two of them deserve love in this in this space. Anywhere else. They can get it, but like in this space, I don't see it.
Why Love is Blind? Besides like it only coming out once a year, if you don't watch other reality TV, why do you watch Love is Blind? Now I'm just asking you questions I'm curious about.
It was like during the pandemic and I got swooped in and I was talking with my friends, and now there's like 4 people who will text me during Love is Blind to get my opinions about it and to get mad with me. And yeah, I mean, I want to say this season is much more tolerable than the last season, but also, I don't know. It's too much talk about marriage and like breeding for hot babies in a way that makes me very uncomfortable.
It's like a mating kink, right?
Yeah.
What's happening here?
Also, don't say you want hot babies. That's just weird.
Babies can't be hot.
I mean, good Lord. So I go in to be angry, but also to hope at least one couple gets married because, again, I like mess that isn't my own. Mm-hmm. So, like, if Paul, who is only hot with a haircut, marries one of these ladies who seems absolutely awful, I kind of want him to do it because I want mess.
Right, because you want to know what's going to happen next.
Yeah, and I also, it's their choices. They are grown-ups, and they decided to take a month off work to do these shenanigans.
You chose to put your career on hold to sit in a dark room and talk to someone you can't see.
I mean, is this going to be good for your law career? No.
Listen, who knows? Not me.
You're not going to be my defense attorney after I see the kind of choices you're making on here. But that is neither here nor there.
No. Okay, one last question and then we'll do the story, which is just, besides telling me and Alex your mom's gossip, has gossip ever gotten you into like trouble?
Ooh. Have I blocked it out or has it just not happened? Because I feel like I've done pretty well. It helps to have social anxiety. You don't share too much business with other people. That's not a therapist. So no.
Wait, okay, but these two things are in contradiction, right? You said earlier, like, I'm going to tell everyone. I have to tell everyone. And now you're saying, like, I have social anxiety, so I'm not going to tell everyone. Like, which one is it? Or are there, like,
this
parameters in your brain? This is the contradiction
of being an Aquarius. So, like... No, like I have like one, maybe two friends that I'll talk to. But also, here's the thing. I smile a lot and I'm very friendly.
Yeah.
And people talk to me all the time. And sometimes they share with me their business as if like I'm not there.
Yeah.
Because I seem receptive.
I fully believe that this is an Aquarius trait because my younger sister is an Aquarius and she does eyelash extensions. Ooh. And so people lay down on her table and close their eyes and then are just like, here's business. Yeah, they're like, here's all my business. And my sister's like, thank you, I love it.
It is. It just comes to us. I don't seek it out.
You're just being gifted it.
I can't control the gift.
If someone wanted to have this gift, do you have any advice for them?
Helps be born under the right sign. Mm-hmm. You can't help that.
Mm-hmm.
It helps to seem really non-threatening. I seem really non-threatening. And what happens is like it helps. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, like, people on the subway will talk to me about their business late at night.
What?
Yeah.
Like, just randos will be like, here's a problem I'm having.
Sometimes. It has happened on, like, a 2 a.m. A train that was going local.
What?
That from Harlem to Rockaway. Like,
and you're like, I know everything about this man. Goodbye. See you never.
And it wasn't like I had anywhere to go. Because it was going local. That was like 45 minutes of my life. I just had to embrace a conversation with a man. It was about his boyfriend.
Okay.
I'm not going to put this man's business.
Yeah, this is gonna come for you if you.
Yeah, but like it was just the guy. It's like talking about like his relationship problems, and he saw me as a safe space out of all the people, all like the 7 people that were on the A train. He was like, "This is what happened,"
and you were like, "Thank you,
thank you. I have no use for this,
and I don't know who you are."
I don't know his name. This happened like a year and a half ago, and it's still I'm like, all right.
It's kind of nice that you had this like very intimate experience with a stranger that you now think about, but will never revisit.
True, and it's also okay. This is also a journalist problem.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do you have a thing where someone realizes you're like a journalist or reporter, and they think that means that you want to listen to what they have to say?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so they just talk and talk. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right. I guess. Sometimes it happens at dinner parties. I'm like, all right, I don't know what to do. Okay. So that also is how it helps.
Yeah.
Be an Aquarius.
And ask a follow-up question.
I was like, oh, and then what happened?
Yeah.
That's all
Who's that?
Who's that? How did it make you feel? That's all you got to do. Those are your 3 questions.
Yeah, you're done.
And also, when people talk, sometimes they don't care who they're talking to.
That's
as
true.
long as it seems like you're listening to them.
Very few people are active listeners. So if you become an active listener, people will tell you things.
Yeah.
You're just nodding while they're telling you very bad secrets. And you're like, yep.
Yep. Good grief.
Okay, well, is there anything else that you would like to say about the concept of gossip before we move on into our story?
Gossip is like cutting a pillow and having the feathers fly out into the ether. You can't pick those feathers back up, so you better be right. I saw Doubt. You know the movie Doubt? Philip Seymour
Yes.
Hoffman?
Yes.
And that was his monologue, one of his sermons. Was like, gossip is like feathers. That's it.
I appreciate it. Thank you. That's all we do on this podcast is just slash open a bunch of pillows and they're like, good luck.
Feathers fly through the air.
Yeah. Okay, you want to do a gossip story?
I am. Let's do it.
Hell yeah. For today's story, we are traveling to the south. The town we are visiting is full of snowbirds. Each year, the average age of the people who live in this town is just creeping steadily upward.
I got you.
It is late summer 2009.
Ooh.
Like boom, boom, pow, right?
All right.
And our friend of a friend for today, her name is Lorraine.
Love that.
She's in her early 70s. She had like her little girl boss career and now she's retired. She loves being retired.
I would love to be retired right now.
Me too. She has all her little hobbies and she has like lots of friends, right? She has like all these clothes that she's been wearing for 30 years and she like loves to like do her little gossip chats with her friends. That's her whole thing.
You're describing my great aunts. So this is great.
And also hopefully my own future. Lorraine had like some old injury, you know, from when she was younger. And so she had to have like a partial knee replacement.
Oh, no.
I know. Have you ever had to have one of these like big surgeries or like an injury or anything like that?
I broke my ankle like 10 years ago. So I have a cable in my ankle.
Oh.
I mean, it's kind of fun. It tells me when it's going to snow or when it's going to rain.
It buzzes. It vibrates.
It just gets real stiff in the morning. I'm like, oh no, the weather is changing. I'm going to feel real old to get an injury at a very young age.
So was your recovery bad for the ankle?
I couldn't walk for like 3.5 months. So
my God. So yes.
Yes. Like I had to stay with my grandmother and my mother for like 3 to 4 months. And I lived in New York, so this was like very painful.
No.
But I finished my thesis. So that was, I had nothing else to do. I finished my thesis.
You're so bored.
There you go.
That's a hack. Lorraine hates the recovery from her knee replacement surgery. Like she is so bored. And she is usually like an active gal, right? She wants to like trot around outside. She likes to have her little adventures and her life. But she's like not strong enough. And once she's past like the first, 6 weeks, she needs to like find a way to strengthen her knee without hurting it.
Ooh.
Do you have any ideas for her?
My physical therapist made me use those little bands, those hard bands you put around your ankle to like strengthen it.
Yeah.
They also gave me like, it wasn't an ultrasound machine, but something that you put on your like the injury and you let it vibrate for
those like E-stem things?
Yeah, I have no idea if that worked. It was just like me.
They feel good though. They're like kind of cool.
They feel good. And you can put like a little lubricant on it to like fix it up. And it's just like me sitting there just watching Roseanne while this was on.
Okay, Lorraine's idea for how to figure out what to do with her knee is I will simply call my adult daughter and ask her for help.
In what capacity?
So Lorraine calls her adult daughter and she's like, I need to find a way to strengthen my knee. Can you help me figure out a way to do this? Like, you know how to use the internet. Use the internet for me.
All right.
And her adult daughter does use the internet for her and is like, Florida is the land of pools. She's like, it's the American dream. There's a pool for everyone. She's like, I found a community center pool near you that you could go to like exercise your knee in.
Right on.
Have you ever been to a community center pool?
I guess I did. Well, I did have to when I learned how to swim. Yeah.
Okay, so
but I was like 9. Yeah. So,
yeah. They're big pools, right? Big pools that everyone can use.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, there's concern because it was like a bunch of us kids in the pool, and I'm certain at least half of them were peeing in that bad boy while they were growing ups on the other.
That is the classic problem with community pools, is that everyone is always peeing in them. But Lorraine's daughter, has found her a water aerobics class.
Love that.
You love this. You think this is a great idea.
I have a stepmom who has a bad knee, and for a while she did water aerobics at like the senior center.
Yeah, so this is basically what Lorraine's daughter found for her. She's like, there's a class every day in the morning. It seems fun. And Lorraine is like, I don't like organized athletics, and aren't those pools full of pee? And Lorraine's daughter is like, yes, but also you should try the water aerobics.
The chlorine cleans it.
Yeah, exactly. Would you go to the community center water aerobics pool?
Yeah, and not only that, like I would go with my mom, and like it's an hour of your time you read a book. Yeah, while they slowly try to bend the knee. Yeah. So Lorraine decides she's going to go, and it's like, you go in through these doors, and it's a big like Olympic-sized indoor pool. And some of it is like roped off for lap swimmers, and some of it is like roped off for children. And then some of the like shallow end is for the classes. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's like, diving boards, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
The water aerobics class is like an exercise class in the water. And they have like pool noodles, but they're fancier than normal pool noodles.
They're not like styrofoam with the little holes on the...
Well, they are that, but they're fancier than that. So they're like heavier, and so you can like stand on them underwater.
No, thank you.
And like, so the water aerobics is like you stand on your little pool noodle and do your squats, right? Or you like do your lunges while you stand on the pool noodle. It's like you have little weights on your arms, right? Those little like bracelet weights. Yeah. You have like a banded belt weight. So it's like, it's real. Ooh. You're making a face.
All right. No, I got concerned about like standing on the noodle with a bad knee. I'm a little concerned about, but all right, keep going.
Okay. The water aerobics is not aqua fitness, and it's not aqua Zumba. This is a very important distinction to one person, and that is the instructor of water aerobics. Her name is Erin.
Let's calm down. No, we don't need semantics right now. Lorraine just wants to just make her knee feel better.
Yeah, that's all she wants. And Erin is like, she's like in her late 20s. She like helps everyone do these exercises, and she is mainly there to like lead the class and to help people do modifications for their injuries, right? Okay. So like, you have a bad knee, you're going to do this instead. You have a bad hip, you're going to do this instead.
Does she have like a license for this?
Great question. I don't know. What I do know is that Erin is really adamant that like water aerobics is about training and form. So like, unlike aqua fitness, which is only about like making yourself exhausted, or aqua Zumba, which is only about like beauty, water aerobics is like the happy place. It is both.
I want to say, at no point in my life have I heard of water Zumba, aqua Zumba, and aqua, what was this other, aqua aerobics?
Fitness.
Aqua fitness? I've only heard of water aerobics. The other two, is that a Florida thing? I don't know.
I don't know.
All right. Okay.
Erin is, she's fighting a battle. She has her own demons. And that is her right. Lorraine is like, I do not give a shit about any of this, right? Like, she's like, I'm just here to do my little knee strengthening exercises and have fun. Mm-hmm. But she likes the class. She like kind of feels a little out of place, but she makes friends quickly, and it makes her feel strong, and she's having a great time.
Good for her.
Erin like helps her learn the exercises. She tells her which shower is the good one, which is an important fact in community pools. Mm-hmm. But what Lorraine really likes about this class is that there is so much drama. Lorraine, a woman after my own heart, is always scouting for drama, and the community center is full of it.
You know what? Good for her. If you can't bring the mountain to Muhammad, bring the Muhammad to the mountain. And there she is. She's in the water and she's getting dirt. Good for her.
Yeah. Do you remember the 2008 Beijing Olympics?
Vaguely. There was a lot going on in 2008.
Yes.
But I vaguely remember the Beijing Olympics. I just remember that the opening ceremony was spectacular, and it was very synchronized in a way that we do not have the capacity for in the States.
The big news, which I am sure you remember, of the 2008 Olympics was Michael Phelps, because Michael Phelps won 8 gold medals.
As a Baltimorean, the trauma of like 2008 Michael Phelps is still like, I've blocked it out.
What trauma?
As a Baltimorean? No, he's from Baltimore, and then that space of like that summer of 2008, it was intolerable. It was just like billboard after billboard. It was like special after special on regular TV. And I was like, just give this kid the medal so we can all go home. Like, what?
And the thing is, they did. He won 8 medals, which is like the greatest medal haul ever by an individual.
I'm aware.
As I'm sure you remember.
Painfully aware. Yes. No, I mean, he's great. He has the wingspan of like a shark or some shit. Like he's beloved. I'm glad that he's like the greatest of all time at floating. And he could swim to the Statue of Liberty and back. You watch him get measured a lot, like his wingspan, his back. I'm like, why am I seeing?
Yeah, that is true. They did a lot of like holding a tape measure.
Yeah, they're like, he has an eagle's wingspan and he can swim like 7 miles in like 3 minutes or some like ridiculous thing. And I'm like, all right, okay, settle down. Yes. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
You just opened up good. Like a fresh wound that I did not know was still there.
I'm sorry, but also it was good content, so I'm not actually that sorry. The thing about Michael Phelps winning all these medals, becoming like this national celebrity, is that it means that the community pool where Lorraine is doing her water aerobics is filled with people who were inspired.
Okay.
And all of these people are like, I too will swim laps like Michael Phelps.
This is not your ministry. Like, I mean, swimming is great. As a person who loves to swim, I am not a swimmer.
Yeah.
It's okay. You can let that dream go.
You can be a casual swimmer. So all these inspired people are there, right? And they're like, you know, putting on their little swim caps. Like one of them in particular is like wearing a Speedo and always like stretching right in front of the water aerobics women so that they can like see him.
That's aggressive. All right.
So the community pool has this problem now, which is a confluence of like old timers, people who have been there forever, swimming, doing all this stuff, and enthusiastic new people who like don't know any of the rules.
Ooh, you know what? That's fair. I started taking spin classes in my like mid-20s. I got really into spin for like a year and a half.
Okay.
In a way that probably wasn't
brave.
Healthy. But also, I didn't know what like the etiquette was.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, you know, you're supposed to wipe down the bike, the beginning and the end. I didn't know. I'd never been to like a gym before.
Right. So this is exactly the problem, is that like pools are like cafeterias. Like all of these places that are communal spaces have a bunch of unwritten rules that aren't posted anywhere. It's just like, you're supposed to know to wipe the bike down. You're supposed to know that like these are the serious swimmer lanes and these are the non-serious swimmer lanes, right?
Yeah.
But all these people are new and they don't respect the rules. So there are constant fights in the lanes.
Oh, no.
The real problem is that there is no, like, guidance at the pool because the lifeguards are all 16 years old and, like, extremely focused on kissing. So they don't care about these problems.
Mean, that's what teenage lifeguards are supposed to. That's the whole purpose of being a teenage lifeguard.
Yeah, that's their job. To smooch.
And also, I'm not going to tell, if I was a teenager, I'm not going to tell like a 70-year-old to like scooch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So these fights are like, they get kind of heated. There's no mediating force. It's just kind of a disaster. And Lorraine takes to like doing her water aerobics facing the swim lanes. So like facing away from Aaron so that during the water aerobics, she can like watch these fights.
Lorraine is multitasking.
Yeah. She's multitasking. And she's like getting better at water aerobics. She's learning about all the lap swimmers drama. She's learning which lifeguards have crushes on other lifeguards. All of this would be perfect, except for one woman named Pearl keeps telling her to turn around like she's in charge.
Pearl, that's none of your business. I mean, to be honest, stay in your lane.
Yeah, exactly. Pearl is like younger than Lorraine. She brings her own equipment to the water aerobics. So like she has her own special ordered weights that are like...
It's just showing off.
Yes. They're like lavender and slightly heavier than everyone else's weights.
Right.
And she like gets to class early, but is always the last one in the pool so that people can like watch her enter the pool.
That is not someone who is there for the betterment of themselves.
The real problem though is that she's so loud. Like if a move is hard for her, everyone knows.
It's like,
Yeah, exactly. If a move is easy, she's like, I'm just going to add some weight to mine.
Pearl, let's settle down.
And so Lorraine and Pearl are enemies, and they spend their time rolling their eyes at each other because Pearl thinks it's ridiculous that Lorraine isn't focused, and Lorraine thinks that Pearl is ridiculous.
Right now, I'm team Lorraine. Lorraine is doing her what is it? I don't know if it's paid or if it's free, but either way, she's there. She's doing the work, and she's also, getting everyone's business. Like, let's settle down. It's community pool.
Also, like, you are not training to be an Olympian. It's fine.
Pearl.
All of this is great. Lorraine, for the most part, loves going to water aerobics. Like, if Pearl didn't exist, it would be the best thing in her life. Mm-hmm. About, 6 months into her experience of water aerobics, Erin comes to class one day and is like, I have bad news. I have an announcement. There is a lifeguard shortage in our community. And so the other community center that also had a pool has to close.
Oh, no.
Because there are not enough lifeguards.
Does it mean more people are going to come to this pool?
Yes.
All right.
It means that all of those people are now also coming to this community pool.
That's too many people in the pool.
Yes. And Pearl, for once, has a good comment. And Pearl is like, these lifeguards don't even do anything. Like, why do we need them? They're just smooching. And Lorraine is like, yeah. And Erin is like, well, there are rules. Like, you have to have lifeguards at community pools.
On the off chance that someone might drown,
yes,
it does help to have someone up there to, blow a whistle.
Yes, exactly. But these old ladies are like, they're not even doing anything. They're just smooching.
All right.
So now the community center is very crowded. It also means that the water aerobics class is crowded, right? Like the water is so warm now. Lorraine has a whole new wealth of gossip that has opened up to her. And Pearl is upset because she's getting less and less attention because there are all these new people who need to learn how to use the pool noodles and they need to be helped with their injury accommodations. One day they come to class. They're in the water doing their little moves. And the lifeguards have forgotten to put out the lane dividers.
Oh,
those
no.
buoy things.
Yeah.
And so the Michael Phelps wannabe guy is swimming way too close to the class and he's splashing everyone. And Lorraine gets slapped by his big flailing arms. And he's so loud, he's splashing all the time. Lorraine can't hear any gossip because he's making so much noise. And Lorraine's like, I have an increased chance of ingesting this pool water, which is disgusting because you are splashing it all up into the air.
You're supposed to respect the space.
Yeah.
Don't be that
But
guy.
do you do anything? If you're in this pool and this is happening?
You say watch it.
But he can't hear you. He's underwater.
I mean, you can kind of kick him.
You're going to kick him?
I mean, if he's not looking up and he's
Just
not respecting,
a little bit.
You can see people's legs when you're
You
underwater. You can know when you're in someone's space.
Yeah.
And it's not, when an entire group is there, it's not their job to accommodate to you.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Oh,
Pearl, like, looks at Aaron and is like, Aaron, do something.
Does Aaron do anything?
Aaron's like, let me go get a lifeguard. So she goes to, like, find the lifeguards wherever they are, like, playing Guitar Hero in some back room. And Aaron is like, can you please come help with this? And they're like, we're busy. And so Aaron goes and, like, breaks up this fight by herself and is like, the lifeguards are bringing out these buoys now. Like, everyone has to just wait until they get here to swim their laps.
Okay. That's a nice compromise.
Yeah.
All right.
But now everyone is, like, kind of grumpy because the water aerobics people couldn't be taught because Aaron was helping this. The lap swimmers had to stop. Lorraine is like, this is the most exciting thing that's happened to me in months. She's like, I'm getting brain exercise. I'm doing social studies. I love it here.
Anything to edify Lorraine is
Yeah.
important to me right now.
But there are more people than ever, right? So there are more fights than ever.
Oh,
The lap swimmers are grumpy because the class is taking up more lanes because there are more people from the other pool. The class is grumpy because the lap swimmers are splashing them. The lifeguards are annoyed because everyone needs them all the time now. So instead of getting to, like, sit on their little stands and look at their phones, they have to, like, help.
Yeah.
Erin is the one who ends up, like, policing a lot of this stuff. So she's also, like, losing control of the class.
Yeah.
And she can't, like, get into the water to help people anymore because there are all these problems and the class is so big. Pearl is furious about this.
This is unsustainable.
It is. And Pearl complains about this every single day. She's like, Erin's out of the pool. She's not even paying attention to us. She's always, like, busy with other people.
Pearl, I think it's time to get proactive. You can't keep getting over here. Just come get somebody's grandchild to come forward.
By now, Lorraine has been in this water aerobics class for, like, a year. It's been 1 year.
How is that knee, Lorraine?
I know. She's feeling great, honestly. She's like, I'm doing way better. But now she's like, water aerobics is where I go to get all my goss. And, like, I love this drama. I'm not quitting water aerobics just because my knee is better. Like, no way.
I respect that.
So she comes in one day and it reeks of chlorine.
Oof.
You know the smell? Like, it, like, burns your nose.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about pool chemicals?
Only from the man on TikTok that cleans pools.
What?
You don't get the man on TikTok who like he has, like, that nice knife that slices over the top of the bag and
No, but I would love to see that.
He pours, like, all of these bags to pour into the pools. Like, he'll show, like,
this sounds great.
He'll show, like, an old and dusty, like really dirty pool that's, like, empty, and then he, like, scrubs it out and then puts new water in and then puts all of the bags of, I guess, chlorine or whatever into the pool. And it gets all blue and pretty.
Wow, I would love to see this.
It's very nice.
It sounds very soothing.
The algorithm every once in a while will show me the man. And even, like, the slicing with the knife of, like, the bags is very soothing.
Ooh, that does sound soothing. I'm glad that my phone has been near us so that it could hear this and serve me this chlorine man later. I can't wait to see it.
Love the keywords to, like, trigger the algorithm. Love that.
Be speaking into my phone like chlorine man, TikTok
man.
Pool. Okay, I don't know, like, anything about pool chemicals, but what I learned is that chlorine, right, goes into the pool to clean the water.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there is another chemical called, it's like muriatic acid or something. I don't care if I'm saying this right, so don't correct me. And acid goes into the pool also to, like, balance the pool and lower the pH from the chlorine, right?
Okay.
So that's what it makes it, like, able for you to swim in it. If you were to pour these two liquids together, that is very bad. You would create chlorine gas, which is famously very toxic.
It's no good. Anything that says gas in it is bad.
Yes. And, like, in the pool, it's fine because it's such a small amount of both of these things compared to the amount of water that there's no problem. So Lorraine is telling one of the new women, she's like, it doesn't always smell like this. Like every once in a while they clean the pools and put the new chemicals in, and then it's like really smelly for one day and then it's over.
Okay.
And this woman is from the other community center. And she's like, I'm leaving. I'm not staying here. And Lorraine is like, okay, why? And this woman tells her that once at the other community pool, the like pool chemical boys messed up and they did create chlorine gas, and then everyone had to go to the hospital.
Well, that's an anecdotal incident. Lorraine, don't let that get into your head.
Lorraine gets out of the pool. Everyone in the like water aerobics class is panicking. Someone is running around yelling, I smell it. Lifeguards are yelling, don't run. Erin's yelling, it's fine. Lorraine's yelling, I smell something and I'm saying something.
No, don't stress out old people like that. You give them one little bit of information and they'll run with it and then ruin everyone's day.
So the water aerobics class has to be canceled because everyone is freaking out, which of course makes the lap swimmers thrilled because they're like, great, bye.
Oh, that's not nice.
It's not nice.
Oh, so then what happens?
Well, they come in the next day and they learn that everything was fine, right? Because like it was just pool chemicals. It was fine. But this did not help the dynamic between the water aerobics people and the lap swimmers.
No, because these lap swimmers need to respect the space.
Yes, but the lap swimmers are also like, you come in here and you try to tell us the rules of the pool, and then you also become convinced that the regular pool chemicals are chlorine gas and start running around like chickens with your heads cut off. Like,
oh my God, they're old. Leave them alone.
I like that you're going firm in the like respect your elders.
Respect your elders. They don't know any better. They don't know how pools work like that. They barely
know how pools work.
You and I don't even know how pools work. If an older person told me that they smelled gas, I would get the hell out because it's like they know something we don't.
If somebody told me my friend had to go to the hospital because of chlorine gas because some dumb teens like mixed up these pool chemicals, I would be like, you know what? I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave just in case. You know, why not?
Fair, like when I think of a teenager and their competence, and I think about my level of competence, it's about the same. And so I'm like,
do you trust us with pool chemicals?
No!
I don't.
So you know what, Lorraine? Again, Team Lorraine.
Okay, you're back on Team Lorraine.
Yeah.
All of this brings us to like an early summer morning when the lifeguards are not at the pool on time.
All right.
So all of the water aerobics people are like sitting in their cars with the AC blasting, waiting for the lifeguards to show up and open the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Doors are locked. Erin is like calling the pool manager on the phone. The fear is that if the lifeguards are late enough, there can be no water aerobics because there's another class, right?
Mm.
5 minutes pass. 10 minutes pass. Do you get involved? Like, what's your take?
I mean, 10 minutes. I'll investigate.
You're going to investigate.
I want to go swimming.
Yeah, so you're going to go up. What are you going to do? You're going to go up and be like, what's happening? Like, can we go in here?
Yes. I'm like, excuse me, hi. Just want to see if everything's okay. And then I'm going to go back to my car.
Yeah, I love that strategy. I think it's really good. Lorraine is like trying to decide. She's like waffling back and forth when she sees Pearl like get out of her car and like flap her little hands. She's like trotting over there to like probably create a scene.
Yeah.
And Lorraine is like, I am not awake enough to deal with that. I am going to go get a coffee and come right back because it's like 3 minutes away and probably the gates will be open by then.
Yeah.
So she goes to get her coffee. She comes back. Sure enough, the doors are open.
Okay.
So Lorraine like hustles in, right? She changes really fast, but she's late. And there are 25 people in water aerobics today.
Absolutely not. That's too many.
They're taking up 2 of the lanes instead of just 1. So the lap swimmers are not happy.
All right.
The swimmers without lanes are like glaring at the water aerobics people. Lorraine hustles back, but because everyone's in the pool already, she has to stand by Pearl in the water.
How long are these water aerobics classes? Like an hour? 45 minutes?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like that long of a time to be that annoyed with the water aerobics swimmers. Like, it's okay. Just take the break.
How do you handle having to stand next to your enemy, though?
At a certain point, you can splash a little water in the face. Should be all right.
Just a little bit. A little bit of water.
Is a little accidental splashing.
Oops.
Oops, I'm so sorry.
Erin is like out of the pool because there are so many people in this class. They need to be led from the side of the pool.
Poor Erin.
When a lap swimmer with those scuba flippers gets into the pool. A good swimmer with those scuba flippers does not make a splash, right? They use their little scuba flippers under the water.
Yeah.
This guy is like, he's like a drummer who comes in and plays every single drum at the same time. He has no restraint. He is showy. He's not efficient. He is splashing everyone.
These seem like a lot of selfish swimmers out here. This is bad sportsmanship.
This is not community care.
No.
So Erin has to go like deal with this problem, right? She's like, 1, you can't wear scuba flippers in the pool. Like, they're too big. They're creating too much of a problem. No. 2, you're splashing everyone in water aerobics, right? So she goes down to deal with that. While she's gone, Pearl is like starting to get fussy. She's huffing. She's sighing very theatrically.
Pearl.
Lorraine is like, I'm trying to listen to this drama that's happening in the lanes, and you are sighing so loud that I can't hear anything. But she doesn't say that to her. She just thinks it in her head.
All right.
Finally, Lorraine is like, what are you huffing about? And Pearl points at a lifeguard who is sitting on his stand with his phone.
Mm-hmm.
And Lorraine is like, yeah, I mean, he shouldn't be on his phone, but also, like, there are 3 lifeguards right now, and there are also teachers. Like, it's fine. And Pearl is like, no, that boy is taking photos of me in my swimsuit.
Ooh.
And Lorraine is like, what? And Pearl is like, his phone is pointed down at me. And Lorraine, like, looks up, and sure enough, his phone is pointed down, but his chin is, like, tilted up.
Oh, he's taking selfies.
You think he's taking a selfie? You don't think he's taking photos of Pearl in her swimsuit?
I mean, if his chin is up, I feel like feels like he's posing.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I'm thinking distance-wise, that couldn't have been a good photo if he was trying to take a Pearl. It'd be kind of grainy.
Yes. Lorraine is like, 1, I'm pretty sure that teen is taking a selfie. Like, look at how he's trying to make his jaw have an angle that doesn't exist, right? Mm-hmm. He's taking a selfie. She's like, 2, I'm not so sure that we're in the age range of, like, attention from teen boys.
Don't sell yourself short, Lorraine.
And Lorraine is like, also, we are, like, 100 feet away from this boy, and it's 2009. So, like, this camera is not zooming in well.
No.
The rest of the class, Pearl is silent. But she's, like, doing her motions really dramatically. So she's, like, causing a fuss.
I'm doing too much.
Class is short, though, because it started late, as you may remember.
Yes.
So Lorraine is like, thank God, goodbye. I don't want to do this anymore. But she can't leave because Pearl is marching up to Erin. She's, like, still wearing her weights. She's shuffling so she won't slip. And she's like, I am not happy with how you're running this class.
What do you want Erin to do?
Lorraine gasps. Here are Pearl's complaints.
Okay.
1, she says that starting class late is disrespectful.
There was no other way.
2, she says that Erin plays favorites and only talks to some people.
There's like 25 people in the freaking class. She can't talk to all of them.
Yes, and the people she's pointing out are people with injuries who need accommodations.
Oh, Pearl.
3, she's like, you don't even get into the water to monitor us anymore.
There's too many people in the pool.
She's like, 4, you need to pay more attention.
To who?
Erin refutes this point by point, as you have just done. She's like, I don't open the pool, so I can't control that problem. Those are people who need medical accommodation. I don't get in the water because there are too many of you. Erin is, like, clearly exhausted. And she's like, you know what, Pearl? If you disagree with how this class is run, you don't have to come.
Darn right. Also, Erin's not getting paid enough for this. This is community.
Yeah, exactly. Erin's like, I'm a W-9 employee getting paid, like, nothing. I don't care about this problem.
Oh, God.
Lorraine, like, you know, she does her little shower. She changes. She gets in the car and she immediately calls her daughter.
All right.
And she's like, here's what happened. Pearl confronted Erin. Erin said that Pearl doesn't have to come back. So she like asks her daughter, she's like, do you think that Pearl's going to come back? Like, what do you think?
I think she's going to come back.
You do?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like even bad attention is attention. And it's clear she has nothing else to do.
The next day, Lorraine shows up at the pool, and yet again, the gates are not unlocked on time.
Yeah.
Everyone today is standing up by the gates. They are not waiting in their cars.
Right on.
Pearl is here. She has on her lavender tracksuit. She has her sunglasses on. She's like watching with her hands on her hips while Aaron calls the lifeguards and gets no answers. Aaron calls the pool manager, and he arrives pretty quickly and unlocks the gate. Mm-hmm. Thank God.
But there's still no lifeguards, so you can't get in the pool.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And before he can get inside, before Lorraine manages to get inside, Pearl has cornered the pool manager.
No, Pearl.
Do you go inside or do you stay outside?
To be nosy?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can I be in the middle and kind of like lean in to kind of see what they're talking about?
Like in limbo?
Pretend that I'm going in. Pretend to check my phone.
Lorraine is like, the lifeguards aren't here yet, so we can't get in the pool anyway, so I'm staying out here.
I understand
so
that.
She hears Pearl like launch into her complaints about like Aaron, about the class, about her own issues.
What does anything got to do with the pool manager?
Exactly.
He has no control over that. He or she had no control over that.
And Lorraine is like, I love this class. I think Aaron is really good. Like, Pearl is my enemy. She's like, do I need to get involved here?
I mean, I wouldn't get involved.
You wouldn't. You would just let Pearl say her piece.
I would let Pearl tire herself out. She just wants someone to complain to. Just let her do it. Yeah, no, I'm not getting involved in that.
Lorraine is like, I had gotten my hopes up that Pearl wouldn't be here, and now Pearl is here, so my tolerance for her is 0. So I am getting involved.
Lorraine,
and she responds and is like, that isn't like what Pearl is saying is not true, right? Like, there are no problems with the water aerobics class. It's great. We all love it. Pearl is the problem. And so they're like quipping back and forth, fighting in front of the community center.
I don't love that.
Everyone is getting involved, right? The lap swimmers who are still outside are yelling. They're like, it is the water aerobics that are the problem.
No.
They're like, these ladies are always causing problems. They're always trying to police how we swim. So Lorraine has to like pivot and is like defending aqua fitness really hard against the lap swimmers, right? But Pearl is still like complaining about the water aerobics. And so it's like,
Pearl keeps messing around. There's going to be no water aerobics for anybody.
That's exactly what Lorraine thinks. And so she's like trying to fight, right?
Oh.
What do you think?
I'm so stressed for Lorraine. All she wanted was to do a little exercise and get some people's gossip. That's all she wants.
I know.
Oh, don't ruin this for Lorraine.
And she deserves it.
This brings her joy.
Everyone's yelling. Also, like, it's like 6 a.m., right? Like, it is not a time to be yelling.
Oh, that manager is barely awake.
The pool manager is finally like, I have had enough of this. I am not a judge. This is not a court of law. I am not presiding over this problem. He's like, Aaron, it does seem like some of your students have complaints. So, like, take that into account if you wish.
All right.
And Aaron is like, I have been taking a lot of things into account that do not seem like my job. I am doing the lifeguard's job. I am doing your job. Aaron is like, fuck it, I quit.
Man, good for Aaron. Like, don't come back. It's okay. It's all right. But now there's no more exercise.
Yeah. Lorraine is like, no, because she loves water aerobics and she loves Aaron and she loves the community center.
Oh, could Lorraine teach it?
Maybe. What she hates most is that the lap swimmers are like happy, right? Because they're like, oh, great, water aerobics is gone now.
They aren't even good swimmers. They're flapping.
Yes. And now Pearl is yelling more because this is not what she wanted, right? This was not the end result she was hoping for.
What did she think the end result was going to be? You go and you complain and you knock them down until she's making like $9 an hour max and you're out here just bullying. Pearl.
So now Pearl pivots, right? She's trying to like save water aerobics. So she's yelling and she's like, you all hate old women. You let teenagers take photos of us. You side with pervs. You cancel our beautiful class.
Pearl.
And the pool manager throws Pearl out of the pool like he's a Major League Baseball up. Like he's like, you're banned.
That should have been the first solution a couple of months ago.
It is pandemonium. Everyone is yelling. Everyone's running around. It's 6 a.m. It's chaos.
All of this because another pool couldn't hire 3 teenagers to sit and watch over a pool. All right.
So now, after a year and a half of having this beautiful water aerobics class, Lorraine's class is canceled.
I'm sorry, Lorraine.
But also, her enemy is vanquished. We're like getting toward the end. How do you feel?
I feel like Lorraine needed Pearl.
Oh.
I think she kept it spicy. I like you need something to keep you busy. I've learned hanging around. I'm a person who hangs around a lot of old people. You need something to keep it spicy. And Pearl may be a pain in the ass, but she kept Lorraine on her toes. But now that like this has gone away, like what's going to replace that year and a half of, contentment at 6 a.m.?
Mm-hmm.
Even like the little lap swimmer jerks. That like gives her something to talk about at dinner. Like
she loves it.
She loves it. So I mean, Pearl got a little too big for her britches.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Lorraine knew to, stay in her lane.
What do you think Lorraine should do?
I mean, I think Lorraine should, like, convince the manager to let her be an instructor.
Oh.
Like, it makes her happy. She, a year and a half of doing this, like, consistently, I feel like she's got a rhythm for it. It would allow her to boss Pearl around.
Mm-hmm.
And tell the swimmer people to back the heck off.
Mm-hmm.
I think all of these would work, and it would give her something to like look forward to every day.
Yeah.
I feel like all that would do well for Lorraine if I could run her life.
Lorraine's first plan of action is like, I'm going to try and get Erin back.
Right.
So she goes and is like, why are you leaving? What are you doing? How can I convince you to stay? And Erin is like, you cannot. No more water aerobics for me. No more water. Erin's like, I'm going to move somewhere where no water exists. I'm not doing this shit anymore.
Respect the millennial hard no.
Yes. So then Lorraine does kind of do your idea. She's like, well, I've been taking this class for a year and a half. I know how to do it.
Okay.
Like, probably we can just show up at the same time and we'll do the things that I know how to do and it'll be fine. Like, we know the rhythm of the class.
Right on. Okay.
So she does it, but like, it's not the same. And she doesn't have like the skills to help people accommodate their like injuries.
Oh, that's true.
And so after like a few classes, people stop coming in the morning.
Oh no, Lorraine. It has nothing to do with you, Lorraine. It was beyond your control. It's not like it's okay.
It's not you, it's them.
It's them. They don't appreciate what you are bringing to the table.
They don't. You're right. But so Lorraine is like, this sucks. Like, my class is gone. But she's also like, other classes exist, right? She's like, I can find a new place with new drama. She's like, my knee is kind of healed. So she tries Zumba. But the music in Zumba is too loud. And so she can't get any gossip. She tries pickleball.
Oh, no.
But there are only 3 people on the court, and people are very into pickleball. And so she's like, this is too sporty. She tries badminton, same problem.
That's just pickleball with a different net.
That's true. That's exactly correct. Do you have any other ideas for her?
In Florida?
Sure.
Or wherever? I mean, it has to be like a physical activity.
Well, she needs a way to get gossip, and she wants to like keep strengthening her knee. She likes having this little active thing that she's doing.
I would say spin, but spin is evil. I got real mean to myself when I was doing spin.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, I don't know. What could be a physical activity that she could do for her knee that is very like low stress and would allow her to eavesdrop.
Yes.
I don't know. Like bocce ball? I don't know.
Oh, I like that answer. Lorraine is like every day whining to her daughter on the phone about this, right? She's like, none of these little like activities that I'm trying are scratching the gossipy itch that exists in my brain.
Okay.
So she decides to swim laps.
Lorraine. I guess if you can't beat them, join them.
You sound so sad.
That's such a defeatist thing to do, Lorraine, to swim the laps.
Lorraine is like, the lap swimmers are messy.
All right. I mean, true.
She learns about Scuba Fin Man, has a like ex-wife. Ooh. She learns all about that.
Lorraine.
She learns that like a bunch of the lap swimmers are swingers. She's like, ooh, drama. She even went on a date with the Michael Phelps Speedo Man, though it was not a good date.
Lorraine! I respect her. And I respect her choices.
The gossip in the lanes is great. And, 10 years later, Lorraine is still swimming.
I love that for her.
Yeah. We are at the very end of our drama. Whose side are you on?
Always Lorraine.
Always Lorraine.
Lorraine hurt nobody. She was just out here. She just wanted to strengthen her knee and eavesdrop and tell her daughter when she got home. Like, that's all she wanted.
Let her have what she wants.
And now she's going strong. And no more Pearl, I assume. So, I mean...
No more Pearl.
It was always Lorraine.
It's always Lorraine.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Parker, thank you so much for coming on Normal Gossip. This was a delight. I had a great time.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Can I tell you immediately after this, because my mom called me mid-interview, I'm going to call her and tell her this whole story.
That's the point.
There you go. I'm going to share this gossip about Lorraine.
She's going to love it. I hope she's on Lorraine's side too.
Always.
Thank you for listening to Normal Gossip. If you have a gossip story to share with us, email us at normalgossip@defector.com. Or you can leave us a voicemail at 2679-GOSSIP. If you love this podcast and want us to keep making it, become a friend or a friend of a friend at supportnormalgossip.com. You can follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at normalgossip. You can follow Kelsey on all social media at @McKinneyKelsey. This podcast was produced by Alex Sujong Laughlin. Diana Moskovitz is our story editor. Justin Ellis is Defector's projects editor. Jasper Wang and Sean Kuhn are Defector's business guys. Tom Lay is our editor-in-chief. Jae Towle Vieira is our production assistant. Dan McQuaid runs our merch store, which you can find at normalgossip.store. Tara Jacoby designed our show art. Thank you to Dave McKenna for your help on this episode. Thanks to the rest of the Defector staff. Defector Media is a collectively owned, subscriber-based media company. Normal Gossip is a proud member of Radiotopia. Normal Gossip is hosted by Kelsey McKinney. I'm Olivia Beres, and remember, you did not hear this from me.